Sports People Hawaii, brought to you by Jamba Hawaii, celebrating 20 years of blending aloha. 7-Eleven Hawaii, your neighborhood store. And Vacations Hawaii, Hawaii's favorite connection to Las Vegas.
Aloha everybody, welcome to another edition of Sports People Hawaii. I'm Howard Deshevsky. We have another great show coming your way, and our first stop is going to be in Las Vegas. In fact, another recent Hawaii transplant, Kai Kamaka, moved to Vegas and just won his first UFC fight. Well, there's a whole team of Hawaii fighters, but it's more than a team that is based out of Las Vegas now. It's more of a family. We'll show you what that means to them. We're also going to take you to the waters of Ke'ehi Lagoon near Honolulu's airport, where a bunch of high flyers are doing their thing. Great to watch, and we'll tell you what gets these guys motivated. And then we're going to take you to the island of Lanai to a really cool skeet shooting course. Don't worry, no animals get here, and in fact, the clay pigeons are even good for the environment. We'll see with these stories and more coming up here on Sports People Hawaii, but first, as always, we get things started with another tip to help you get fit quick.
Get Fit Quick, brought to you by Jocko Rehabilitation, keeping you in the game of life.
Hey everybody, this is Jocko from Jocko Rehab. We got some great exercises today for your knee. Have you ever wondered how stable your knee is? We'll get to that in a minute. First, I want to show you some stretches for around the knee. This is Mari. She's a physical therapist in our company, and she's going to show a hamstring stretch. So she puts her heel on a higher surface, and then she's going to lean over and keeping her back hollow, and she's going to feel a slight stretch on the back side of her leg. You're going to hold that for about 20 seconds. Second stretch is she's going to grab her ankle, and then she's going to stretch her quadriceps, which is the muscle in the front of the thigh. She's going to feel a slight stretch over there. So the next thing we're going to show you is how to measure the stability of your knee. So here's Mari again, and she's going to show you how to measure the stability of the right knee. She's going to reach out to the front, and you could measure that distance, and she's going to reach out to the side. You could measure that distance at home, and then reach out to the back. All right? And now how to make her knee more stable, we've attached a small little laser on her knee, and you can just buy a little laser pointer and get a target, and then Mari, standing on one leg with your knee slightly bent, and then try to keep the laser pointer right in the target. All right? And lift that left leg up a little higher, perfect, yeah? And now step a little bit down, go a little bit down and try and hold it again. And then you move the target a little forward and try again to keep that laser right on the target. So those are great exercises to work on your thigh strength and your knee stability. So do these exercises at home every day, and there's less chance that you have to see one of us. I guarantee it.
Get Fit Quick, brought to you by Jocko Rehabilitation, keeping you in the game of life.
This segment of Sports People Hawaii is brought to you by Jamba Hawaii, celebrating 20 years of blending aloha.
Welcome back everybody to Sports People Hawaii. We all know that a lot of Hawaii people end up moving to the 9th Island, but there's another group that has recently made Las Vegas home. They're MMA fighters, and for a lot of them, it's turned into a springboard into the UFC.
If you didn't know any better, you would naturally assume that these guys are all just hanging out at a gym somewhere in Hawaii. But while all these fighters grew up in the islands, they now call Las Vegas home. And the Extreme Couture gym is their new gathering place.
No, yeah, these guys are my family, you know? Even not the Hawaii guys, just the guys at Extreme Couture in general. Everyone here is my family. And it feels like that.
Named after former MMA champ Randy Couture, the gym first started attracting Hawaii fighters little more than a decade ago with the arrival of Brad Tavares, who turned professional in 2008. A half dozen years later, he invited another local boy, Dan Ige, to join him.
He invited me up about 4 years ago. I actually came out and did a few training camps up here when I was living back in Hawaii, and I just kind of felt at home here, you know. And so when I, finally made the move, he invited me to his house. Slept on his couch for a little bit till I got on my feet, but yeah, we got tons of Hawaii talent out here, and I don't know what it is. It's just like, it's a family, Ohana vibe over here, and like it just feels like family here,
Alpuni Pogoa was the next fighter to make the move, something he says gave him not only a fresh start, but set him on a better path.
Kind of was getting into trouble a little bit. We came from the same gym back home, MMAD, but I was like a little knucklehead. My cousin Colin Manzanas trained at the gym with us as well, good friend of Brad. Like, got me set up with Brad. Heard dad was moving, was like, hey, let's get out there together. Jumped on the plane and we made our way here. It's been a great move since then.
From there, that new Las Vegas family, or Ohana, continued to grow quickly. A fresh start, but not an easy path.
Growing up my whole career was basically fighting for free. Back in Hawaii, can't tell you how many fights I fought for free. So it's just been a grind, knowing that eventually one day I would make it to the top and getting out of our comfort zone. Staying in Hawaii was, it's a comfortable place for me to live. Growing up there, it's easy to get distracted. We go to the beach, go surf all the time. Maybe we're not 100% focused on our fighting career, but when I'm here, there's no distractions. I'm just 100% focused and, focused on fighting and getting better.
Now, Ige and the growing number of other former Hawaii fighters say they're in a place where everybody is pushing one another to get better.
I just knew for me personally, I needed the growth, not only like getting better in skill and fighting with all these top-notch guys and world-class professionals out here. It was more of an intellect for me and more to expand my horizons, and I knew that if I want to be the person that I want to be for my people back home, this is a necessary step in the process.
Oh, it's been crucial. I feel like this has been a big part of the reason why I've been so successful. I feel like the distractions haven't been there. I'm less comfortable here, so I can just focus on like training and getting better,
Naturally, all these fighters have Hawaii in their heart and in their blood, but they say there's no question that the road to turning professional, at least for them, runs through the desert. Punahele Soriano has been fighting professionally and winning for a couple of years now.
After I graduated college, I didn't really have plans. I didn't really know what I was doing. Kind of just going around, job to job. Nothing felt right. And Dan Ige actually invited me to come to the gym and start wrestling with these guys, and I just kind of fell in love with the sport from then on.
And while they all fight out of Las Vegas now, they will always represent Hawaii. And thanks in part to those who have come before them, they look forward to representing the 808 here at home sometime sooner than later.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you see other promotions out there like Bellator. They've had 2 successful events in Hawaii now. It's only a matter of time for the UFC to come to Hawaii. And like you said, we have Max, VJ, myself, Yancy Medeiros, Ray Charles, tons of guys from Hawaii now in the UFC.
But until that day comes, the 9th Island will be home, and these fighters will continue to push one another to be better, both inside and outside of the cage. Really cool group of guys that are working really hard, obviously, to make a living, and great to know that they all have each other to lean on. And stick around, everybody. When we come back, we're going to catch some air at Ke'ehi Lagoon.
Join the matcha movement this new year at Jamba Hawaii. Energize your start to 2020 with our new Gotcha Matcha lineup. Try the light and refreshing matcha lemon squeeze made with our equally light and refreshing Jamba lemonade. Or capture that pick-me-up feeling with the tropical flavors of the matcha mango smoothie made with real mango. Prefer a spoon? Our new matcha bowl is excellent to kickstart your morning or beat that afternoon slump. Gotcha! Matcha, only at Jamba Hawaii, celebrating 20 years of blending aloha.
This segment of Sports People Hawaii is brought to you by 7-Eleven Hawaii, your neighborhood store.
Welcome back, everybody, to Sports People Hawaii. If you're somebody that likes to play in the water but do something a little on the daredevilish side, you might want to check out the ski club down at Ke'ehi Lagoon, where some guys and gals know how to catch some serious air.
It's a place most people never see, but tucked away between Sand Island and Lagoon Drive, there's a perfect little slice of glassy heaven.
This is probably one of the best water to do water sports, so we're really blessed to have something like this here.
Welcome to the Na'ali'i Ski Club, established all the way back in 1968. A place where hardworking men and women during the week come to play even harder on weekends.
I've been coming out here for about 20 years, and we've been part of this club with Oahu Water Ski Club, and we do this as much as we can whenever we get time. We always want to get better and try your best at whatever you do.
For Ruben Emoto, the wakeboard is the tool of choice. Then there's the sky skiers, the ones that strap themselves into their high-tech hydro chairs and simply defy gravity.
It's pretty awesome. You know, pretty much every Saturday and Sunday we're out here just wakeboarding, hydrofoiling. We mainly do the hydrofoiling, but you know, super good friends and just, you know, having fun, I reckon, and try a new trick.
Tyler Narens is relatively new to the islands, but he knows his chair pretty well, and he loves pushing its limits.
We really like it just because, you know, you can get a lot of air on it. It's different, you know, it's just a really fun sport for sure.
It's kind of different from sitting back in a lazy boy on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. We're trying to get as high as we can and flip as many times as we can, and yeah, a little bit different, but yeah.
Do you ever scare yourself out there on the water?
Well, if you're not getting scared out there, you're not going hard enough. You know, yeah, we're trying to progress and flip and go big, and once you go big and you really hit one really big, you definitely know, and it drops your stomach a little bit, but that's a good thing.
Mike Asado is another high flyer on the chair. For these guys, it's all about just having fun and challenging themselves, because the nearest competition is thousands of miles away.
We have some talk about it in our club to try and make it more of a national event, but it hasn't come together yet. So hopefully soon we can bring out a bunch of hydrofoilers, which is what we like to do, and have a nice event out here.
And what about the level of competition here compared to these guys?
The mainland guys are pretty sick, so we're trying to hold our own for sure.
Clap your hands, stamp your feet, shout out to rain when you rock to the beat. Hey, clap your hands, yes, stamp your feet.
They've talked about that as well. At least a event. They call them fly-ins, but it's just like where everyone flies in from somewhere else and gets together and just foils and teaches, and sometimes there'll be a big air competition or something like that.
But for the most part, you guys are just having a good time, right?
For sure. Yep. It's all about a good time. Yep.
Clap your hands.
And when the good times are winding down and the sun sets on another high-flying day, nobody leaves without performing one final task.
Oh, definitely. We have cleanups here. Of course, we have to work on our clubhouse quite a bit. Being so close to the ocean, it gets beat up, you know.
We have new members who come in and they also pitch in to, they have to put in a couple work days to join the club and get voted in. And everybody tries to pitch in as whatever they can.
Always leaving it better than they found it, so that they can come back and do it all over again the following weekend.
And I tell you, that is so much fun to watch, and if you're up for trying it yourself, give the club a call. And stick around, everybody. When we come back, we're going to go shooting, but don't worry, no animals are injured here.
Every story has a journey, carried by the dancing wind. It is a soft explosion, echoing in the hearts of those that love. When open arms take flight, spread your love against the dark of night. Live for hope, long for passion. Live, love, 7 for life.
Join the matcha movement this new year at Jamba Hawaii. Energize your start to 2020 with our new Gotcha Matcha lineup. Try the light and refreshing matcha lemon squeeze made with our equally light and refreshing Jamba lemonade. Or capture that pick-me-up feeling with the tropical flavors of the matcha mango smoothie made with real mango. Prefer a spoon? Our new matcha bowl is excellent to kickstart your morning or beat that afternoon slump. Gotcha! Matcha, only at Jamba Hawaii, celebrating 20 years of blending aloha.
This segment of Sports People Hawaii is brought to you by Vacations Hawaii, Hawaii's favorite connection to Las Vegas.
Hey, welcome back everybody to Sports People Hawaii. The island of Lanai has long been known for its pineapple, but now it's a place of leisure and activity. And one really cool thing to do if you ever visit the island is test your eye and your trigger finger at skeet shooting.
With its wide open spaces and abundant wildlife, Lanai has always been a haven for hunters. But now the island, once known for pineapple, offers an opportunity to take shooting to a whole new level.
It's unique, you know, you don't see a lot of facilities like this in Hawaii. Maybe there's one or two over in Maui, but this is world class right here, you know. Hawaii has a lot of shooters, shotgun shooters that will travel, you know, to and from the mainland basically. A whole bunch from Honolulu, from Maui, and we have, of course, Lanai-grown products, of course, that will travel all around. And I think, you know, this is world class. This is, I'd say, one of the best.
Set up similar to a golf course, the shooting range offers 14 completely different stations, each providing a different view and a few different tests. It's all part of a multi-million-dollar transformation for an existing facility that reopened in its present form less than a year ago.
And what is the reaction with this new facility here, you know, and you get people who do come from around the world? What is the reaction that you're getting from your new facility?
Same reaction like when you first came in, you know, we have that wow factor, you know, it's like people don't expect it to be like this, to be this world class basically. So it's a wow factor, it's this view right behind us right here, and of course the great landscaping. And once they go down the bottom and start shooting, the fun of shooting itself, you know, it's great.
Like most shooting ranges, the emphasis here is on safety, but also on fun and making sure everybody walks away with a sense of satisfaction.
What we have here today is it's a Beretta 12 gauge over and under shotgun, okay? Typically it's what most people would use to shoot sporting clays with.
Dennis Rapp is a level 3 instructor, the highest level possible. And his task on this day and most every other day is getting first-time shooters to hit the target.
Hand to the wood, and it closes up like that. The safety's on, and we'll leave it on until we're ready to shoot. You ready?
Okay, yep.
Give it a whirl here.
Okay, here we go. You
All right,
ready?
there it is. Go get it. Okay.
Admittedly, I missed on the first pull of the trigger, but on the second go-around...
Cheek in the stock, both eyes on the target. You ready?
Okay, pull.
And follow it up. Yay!
Boom!
There we go. That's all there is to it. Okay?
See, the first one was clearly defective.
From there, it was like shooting fish in a barrel. Under Dennis's direction, the sporting clays stood no chance.
Pull.
Excellent. Okay.
Boom! Yeah, baby.
Good shooting now. All right, one more.
Okay, pull.
There you go. Follow it up and get it. Oh, that's all there is to it.
Man.
That's all there is to it.
750. That's Hall of Fame material.
Go get it.
With dozens of flight patterns coming from multiple angles, you never get bored. But if you want something a little different, you can always take your best shot at the simulated squirrels.
Boom!
Having never really fired a gun, it was exciting. And the best part about it, you're not hurting any animals and you're actually helping the environment.
Ooh, nice shooting there.
These targets are biodegradable, so they're friendly, eco-friendly basically. So after some time in the ground, you'll really help fertilize the tree. That's why all these trees are growing so big.
And like any golf course, the shooting course has its own signature hole. In this case, signature shooting station.
We actually call this the happy station. That's Molokai off in the distance, and then on a clear day we can actually see Oahu from here standing at the station.
It's pretty spectacular.
It is, and then we also every now and then we can watch the axis deer walk across out here, so you just came to another piece of heaven right here.
Yeah, there we go.
Frank Baker is an avid clay shooter who's been coming to Lanai for years. He's seen the before and now the after.
Absolutely fabulous. The way it's re-landscaped, the way it's, and the new format of taking people around. Very, very exciting, very quick, and again, very, very family oriented. It's like golfing with a gun.
Right?
And it's like hunting, but you don't ruffle any feathers.
And if guns aren't your thing, there's always the new archery range, offering both standard as well as 3D targets that allow you to shoot anything from a wild pig to a dinosaur.
3 fingers under, aim over the top of his back a couple of feet this time. A little higher up I'd recommend, now let her rip. Look.
Oh! T-Rex going down.
He is dead. Burgers tonight.
I tell you what, it's such a cool place, beautiful, obviously, and the best part about it, again, no animals get hurt, and you're actually fertilizing the great outdoors. What can you say? The perfect win-win. And that does it for this edition of Sports People Hawaii. As always, mahalo to the guys at Nike Golf for keeping us dry, fit, and cool. And until next time, everybody, get out, enjoy the great outdoors. Main thing, be healthy. And we'll see you next time on Sports People Hawaii.
5914-777. 5914-777. Who's got the best deals in Vegas around? Who's got the budget? Call 5914-777 today. Vacations Hawaii. Vacations Hawaii. Vacations Hawaii. Good luck, we go play. 5914-777 today. Good luck. We go play.